Today we look at the story of Herb Baumeister. While he was raised in a seemingly normal family home, early on, Herb started exhibiting behaviors that appalled not just his schoolmates, but even his own parents. After mental health concerns went untreated, Herb continued on with his life, eventually marrying and having a family of his own. His odd behaviors, however, would continue, until finally his son found skeletal remains on the family farm, leading to a police investigation and the discovery that Herb Baumeister was in fact a serial killer. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you thought Fox Hollow Farm was Ian's favorite petting zoo, stick around, because the only petting going on at this farm is of the strangulation variety. This is Necronomipod.
We were just talking off air and we decided, like, hey, let's roll tape here. How underrated and funny Euro Trip is.
It's one of the best.
Just fantastic movie. Road Trip was fantastic.
That's with Tom Green, right?
Yeah. Road Trip was really good. And then they followed up with Euro Trip, which is hilarious too.
I love Euro Trip. I was just saying, with all the Nazi salute talk going on, that clip from Euro Trip where the girl's little brother was like shoe polishing on his lip and saluting and stuff. It's really popped up the other day.
And isn't Euro Trip with the whole Muscuzzi?
Oh, yeah. Is that Fred Armisen? Is that
Yeah.
what it was?
Yeah, that's right. Was he Mad TV or was he SNL?
SNL, I think, yeah.
I think SNL is what it is.
My favorite movie from that whole era of movies is Freddy Got Fingered.
I was just going to say,
Dude, that movie is so fucking
the best,
funny.
another 0% Rotten Tomatoes movie. That's so goddamn fucking funny.
I think that's the only one of the Tom Green genre that I have not seen.
Oh, man.
Because isn't he also in Stealing Harvard?
Yeah.
Which I've seen and it's good. And Road Trip, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've seen Freddy Got Fingered. If I did, I just don't remember it.
It's awesome.
It's outrageous.
I'm sure it's ridiculous, but probably funny.
It is so good. What's his dad's name? What's that actor's name?
Rip Torn.
Yeah, he's wild in that movie.
The guy from Dodgeball in the wheelchair.
That's when I hear Rip Torn, and I know he's been around, or he was around forever. All I think of is Dodgeball.
Yeah.
He's wild in Freddy Got Fingered.
And him talking about how he likes the taste of his own urine.
Like, that's the whole premise of the movie is Rip Torn fingered his Tom Green's younger brother. Freddy got fingered.
I don't know if I want
Tom Green,
You guys aren't really selling this very well.
Did Tom Green write that movie?
I think so.
It's just absurdity.
At the same time, he wrote the Bum song.
He used to be super funny back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, of course, he's Canadian. They get all the good stuff up there.
They really do, don't they?
They do have good stuff.
Do you think anybody listening had on their bingo card, hey, the boys are going to open up with Tom Green movie talk to start the show?
They're nothing if not current. Those fellas.
What does he even do now? Wasn't he married to somebody famous for a while?
Drew Barrymore, yeah.
And that went off the rails pretty quick,
She's
right?
like, does he do anything? Like, does he have like a podcast or
What is
something?
he doing? I heard something about him not too long ago, actually.
He had a
don't know
web
what it
show
was.
for a while that he used to have wrestlers on quite a bit.
Okay.
And I used to watch that and like they'd be drinking on it and just hanging out. But that was like 2009. We're talking 15, 16 years ago.
I'm like, you got to watch Freddy Got Fingered now.
I
You
think
should definitely watch
It's
it.
your homework assignment.
I don't really know if I want to based on how you guys described it. Because I don't think I've seen it. I would have remembered that plot.
It's quite the plot.
Yeah, it's exactly what it says it is.
It's the most literal name of a movie.
That's right. That's right.
Other than Debbie Does Dallas.
He's like out in the driveway, out in the middle of the neighborhood, screaming about Freddie getting fingered and shit.
All right, anything else going on? What else to talk about?
Not really. We were talking about Groundhog Day. I don't know, sometime not too long ago, and I was trying to make a impromptu arrangement to go to Punxsutawney next week. All booked up. Can't get hotel, Airbnb, anywhere even remotely close. So apparently it's a big deal.
What was the name of our? We have a bootleg version here.
Buckeye
right?
Chuck.
Yeah,
Buckeye Chuck.
Go see him. Where's he at?
Columbus, I think. Somewhere in Columbus.
Might be booked up too.
Probably is.
All right, well, I'll live watching it on the news.
Early spring?
Not the way this is looking.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
A lot of snow, a lot of cold. I haven't had this for a while. I don't like it.
It was a nice 45 degrees, I think it got to today.
Sun was out. Ice was melting.
Yeah. I was just walking around in a hoodie all day like, this is great.
Yeah.
Let's keep it up.
I don't think it's going to last. I think we're back to the 20s and 30s next week. All right. Let's dive into this one.
Yeah. A nice fellow.
He's something. Herbert Baumeister was born on April 7th, 1947 in Indianapolis, Indiana. He was the first child of Dr. Herbert Eugene Baumeister, an anesthesiologist, and Elizabeth Baumeister. Over time, the couple had 3 more kids, Barbara in 1948, Brad in 1954, and Richard in 1956. As Dr. Baumeister's career progressed, the family moved from the Currier and Ives area of Indianapolis to the more affluent neighborhood in Washington Township. On the surface, Herb's early years seemed normal. He grew up in a stable home with loving parents, but as he got older, little things started to kind of suggest that something wasn't right. Relatives noticed that Herb had what they described as, quote, tunnel vision on odd things. He'd get fixated on stuff like bug collections, dead birds, or medical instruments from his dad's work.
Danger, danger, warning.
that whole dead bird thing.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
To be blunt, as Herb got into his teen years, classmates they thought he was really fucking weird. One of them, Bill Donovan, remembered a time that Herb picked up a dead crow from the side of the road, stuffed it in his pocket, and left it on a teacher's desk. Another time, Herb casually told Bill and some other kids that he wanted to drink human urine. These weren't just like immature jokes, like he's like the class clown trying to get a laugh out of people. Like he was serious about it, and it was very creepy to everyone, including teachers. Made everybody pretty uncomfortable.
It has the same vibes as Mick Foley as a kid, when everyone was laughing at him because like he fell in the mud, and so he just picked up a big worm and ate it, like just to get a reaction and shock them. He did not kill anyone, but
Not that you know of.
not that we know of. That's true. That would be the ultimate.
Stop the damn match.
He almost killed himself. Your Jim Ross is an angry George W. Bush.
It doesn't really translate.
Stop the damn match. Now watch us drive.
Sounds different in my head when I hear it.
That's all right. You'll work on it. You'll hone it.
Bill Donovan also said, quote, Herb didn't just try to get a reaction out of people. He made you question if he was all there. He talked about how dead crows smelled or how a body might rot. Stuff that made you not want to sit near him at lunch. He was just off. Another classmate described Herb's stare, saying, quote, he'd fixate on you without blinking, like he was studying your every move.
High school Ian didn't act like this, did he?
No.
Fuck no. I was pounding emo pussy. I didn't do any of this bullshit. Fuck you.
I can confirm I was not fucking around with dead crows. Or talking about drinking urine.
He did not deny the emo pussy. Let the record show.
High school Herb was much different than high school Ian, I bet. High school Herb. I'm gonna drink some pee. When I ever drink pee, look at this crow in my pocket.
Look at this crow in my pocket.
Is that a crow in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I'm Herb. I'll be here all week.
Did you have any kids like that in school, like in your class or anything? That
was me.
No. That did shit like that, but they weren't, like they were just kind of weird for real. Like it wasn't funny.
I don't even remember. At the Catholic school, they grab you by your fucking ear and drag you out the door. You do that bullshit.
Yeah, I don't remember. Nothing stands out to me.
Me either. I can't think of anybody.
Yeah.
Do you think if nothing stands out to us, it's because we were those people?
There's a bunch of people listening right now that we went to school with saying that exact same thing.
Nobody I went to school with is listening. I don't communicate with anybody I went to school with. I still have friends from when I was a kid, but I never went to like the same school as them.
Yeah. Me either.
I guess the priest took all the weirdness, right?
The what?
Like we didn't have weird kids. We had weird priests raping little boys.
Also that.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
That is facts.
So Herb's dad stepped in. This wasn't like Richard Chase's situation where his parents just ignored all the red flags. Dr. Baumeister arranged for Herb to get a psychiatric evaluation, which led to a diagnosis of paranoid schizophrenia and antisocial personality disorder. The antisocial one, that's the bad one. That's what all serial killers have.
Like Ed Kemper.
Yeah, they all have it, yep. But here's where the family did drop the ball. Despite that serious diagnosis, they didn't pursue any further psychiatric treatment. Maybe they might have been worried about the stigma of schizophrenia. We just talked about that last week with the lobotomy episode. You know, we're right in that time frame where there's a lot of stigma with that. Or maybe they thought Herb would grow out of it. Either way, they didn't follow through.
It's very odd to go halfway, and then, especially with the dad being a doctor, like diagnosing something and be like, all right, we'll take it from here.
I get the feeling that he knew something was wrong. Like he accepted that, knew it was a real thing, but didn't want to admit it, or
like the social status of it.
Yeah.
Like we talked about with Joe Kennedy last week. You don't want to admit that you have this issue because of the stigma that was around it at the time.
Private doctor in town. They didn't want that getting out to kind of lessen his credibility or his stature in the community. Sure.
I think that could be it. I just don't know why you wouldn't treat it if you knew.
No.
It kind of sounded too like maybe he thought that he could just guide Herb through life and be there for him and fix it. Because a lot of the stuff I read, we'll talk about it later too, said that when Herb's dad died, it was like his safety net just disappeared. Like the one person that would bail him out or be there for him with it.
And I guess that makes
gone.
sense because like treatment wise, we're talking back then was, they didn't know for sure what was treating this or what was causing it. So maybe in his mind, Herb's dad, he's like, all right, I'll just make sure I keep him on the steady and I'll watch over him and that'll, we'll beat this mental illness.
We'll tackle it as we go.
Yeah, kind of. That's what I think. I didn't know that you needed to be on some hardcore meds for some of this stuff.
I think maybe we needed a Dexter type situation here where dad needed to hone these skills and fine tune Herb's later activities. Huh?
Use them
Just a thought.
for good.
Use them for good.
Looking back on that show, it's a really fucking stupid idea. This is absurd.
Is it?
I feel
I didn't really love Dexter. I don't know. I know everyone did, but I watched a few of them. I never stuck with it.
It was a serial killer show, right?
Yeah. I watched the first two. Yeah.
I did.
Sorry for Barry and Dexter, but
There are a lot of hardcore Dexter fans out there.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, really? Was that like a Netflix show? Or was that on like HBO or Showtime?
Showtime, I think.
Yeah, Showtime.
Showtime?
I think so. Outside of school, Herb spent most of his time alone, reading or wandering around the neighborhood. He didn't really participate in family activities, and his dad's attempts to get him into school clubs or part-time jobs never stuck. Typical teenage stuff like learning how to drive, going to dances, hanging out with friends, none of that stuff clicked with Herb. After high school, Herb started at Indiana University in 1965, probably hoping for a fresh start, but his odd behavior followed him. Early on, he got a lot of attention by showing up to a campus event in a borrowed hearse, something that he's going to do later at a football game. A friend from that time who wanted to stay anonymous said, quote, "He talk a big game about wanting to fit in, but then he'd do something totally bizarre, like brag about picking up roadkill or asking if anyone had ever tasted blood. You can see why people avoided him."
Hey, fellas, have you ever tasted blood? It's yummy. What about pee? Do you like to drink your own pee? Hop in the hearse. We'll have some fun. We do it again. We'll have to rehearse.
Oh, man. Herb with the jokes.
By the late 60s, Herb was back in Indianapolis, bouncing between low-level jobs that his dad's connections helped him get. One of these jobs was at the Indianapolis Star, where he initially made a good impression. He always showed up really well dressed. He was super enthusiastic, but it didn't take long for his coworkers to notice that he was super oversensitive if he was criticized, and then all that weird behavior started showing up. One coworker recalled a trip to an Indiana University football game where Herb showed up in his hearse with lights flashing. He was wearing a chauffeur's hat. He thought it was hilarious that other cars were pulling over for him, but everybody else in the hearse was like, what is going on? A coworker said, quote, "We thought we were just carpooling to the game. Next thing we know, Herb is pulling up in a funeral coach, grinning like it's the funniest thing ever. The rest of us were like, why the hell are we riding in a hearse?" I feel like this hearse thing depends on context.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because if one of you guys pulled up with a hearse, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's... Like, I'm bringing my vape. We're going to smoke some weed in this fucking hearse.
Let's do some shit.
But if Herb, who's been asking me about drinking blood and he's got dead crows in his pocket, I don't think I'm getting in the hearse with him.
Yeah.
Might pass on it.
Hey, guys. Hearse Master Herb's here. Let's go to the game.
That would be that'd be fun. I'd ride in a hearse. Just around town.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Mm-hmm. We go in the back, way back.
Yeah. Is that like, I mean, I guess it was a legit hearse, right? I guess in my mind, I was thinking like they just like switched it up so it had more seats in the back, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like the spot where like the casket goes.
Yeah, like did he borrow it or did he actually buy his own hearse?
Like, borrowed. Everything I read said borrowed.
Huh?
Yeah. I don't know where he got it from, but
I wonder if it was still in use with the business and like had like the funeral home name on the side of it and he's just cruising around in it.
Pee Wee Gaskins had a hearse too, remember? He would cruise around in that. He had a cop light that he would put on the top of it.
Oh my God.
It had a bumper sticker too on it, like supporting the highway patrol. Something real stupid.
Nice.
He's like, they'll never pull me over.
I'm a power man. We did that before, like drive around in the park with like a red flashing light on the hood and pull people over and then just not stop, but just make them pull over and then go around them. Like, it's a fucking felony these days. You can't do stuff like that. You can do a lot of cool shit in the 80s that's just not really possible anymore.
Can't do it these days.
No.
Can't fake of being a police officer.
He'll be on the news.
Around this time, Herb met Julie Sater. Herb was really getting into right-wing politics, and the two of them hit it off over their shared conservative values. Both of them were very active in the Young Republicans, and it didn't take long for them to get married. They got married in November of 1971 at a United Methodist Church in Indianapolis. Friends later said that Herb seemed to have found his perfect match in Julie, but things didn't start off as smooth as he had hoped. Just 6 months into their marriage, Julie got Herb admitted to a psychiatric facility for 2 months. She described episodes where he'd lock himself in the bedroom for hours, fly into a rage over small things, and had sudden mood swings, and all this stuff was really scaring her. One night he came home mumbling about voices that only he could hear, spent hours pacing the house, then went into their bedroom and wouldn't let her in. Julie reached out to his father, telling him that Herb was, quote, hurting and needed help. That led Dr. Baumeister to arrange for Herb's involuntary commitment.
He was just trying to get his steps in. Did you ever think of that, Julie?
On his Fitbit or
Fitbit. Guy can't walk around his own house. It's this world coming too.
Herb was eventually released, and they seemed to take his discharge as a sign that he could move on without further treatment, like he was cured. In the years that followed, Julie admitted to a close friend that she still saw glimpses of Herb's really extreme behavior. So it's not like she knew this wasn't cured. Stuff like staying up all night, rummaging through boxes, or losing his temper over little things. But she felt that it was her duty to, what she said, quote, support him through whatever was going on, and held on to hope that building a family might kind of straighten things out.
Oh, that always works, yeah. So she get pregnant as soon as possible.
Kids always make a stressful situation better.
Oh, yeah, because they don't add any stress or anything. So, yeah, usually you'll clear it up right away.
Herb jumped from job to job, rarely staying anywhere for long. One of his more stable jobs was the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. At first, his bosses were impressed with his work ethic, but before long, things took a turn. Former coworkers recalled Herb, quote, ranting and raving out of nowhere, pulling inappropriate office pranks, and in one particularly wild incident, pissing all over the manager's desk.
That escalated.
Herb looks like a BMV guy. I could see Herb at the BMV.
Yeah, definitely.
I gotta look him up. Let's see what he looks like now.
I'm sorry you needed form 374-A. That's 374-B.
Oh,
You have to go next door, get that form stamped with the official thing, then come back, get in line again. Then we can help you.
Yeah, a real Mr. Bean looking motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Another time, he pissed on a letter addressed to the governor of Indiana, which ended up getting him fired.
You would think the first pissing would have get him fired, but apparently it's a two-strike policy at the Indiana BMV.
Perhaps it was a warranted pissing.
Maybe so.
Maybe that manager was so hated, all the other employees were like, we didn't see anything.
Yeah. They gave him his alibi.
Just wanted that guy out of there, the manager.
Maybe it was a training session, and Herb kept raising his hand. He had to go potty, and the manager wouldn't release him. Sometimes it's just involuntary.
We've all been there.
Yeah, it happens. You more than most, but yeah.
I'll always remember I was in second grade, and it was the end of the day. Maybe there was like announcements, and then we had a stand for like a Pledge of Allegiance, which is weird that it was the end of the day, but maybe we did. I don't remember, but we had a stand for something. And it was so like we'd all have to like at the end of the day take our chairs and put them like flip them over on top of our desk so they could vacuum and stuff. And this one kid asked to use the restroom, and the teacher told him, no, like we're almost done, wait for announcements, and then you can go before we go to the buses. And I'm standing there watching him, and I know he's got to go. And we're doing the announcements are happening. We're saying the Pledge of Allegiance, and he just fucking like grabs his crotch area, and I'm like, oh no! And then it just starts shooting out of his pants.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, oh man! And it's second grade. You don't know, like you have no common sense. As soon as we were done, I walked up to the teacher and I was like, hey, so and so just peed his pants, and she was just like, yes, I know. Just go sit back down.
Yeah. The whole fucking classroom saw it, Mike. Thank you.
I mean, I kayfabe for him. I didn't make it a whole big thing. I tried to tell her privately, but I just remember, like, because of his fist was there, it was like coming like through his knuckles and out everywhere.
Jesus.
And I was like, just let the kid go fucking piss. Who cares?
Don't want to miss announcements.
Whatever it is, yeah. Anyways.
A BMV coworker who wanted to stay anonymous said, quote, "We heard about the wet letter on the boss's desk and figured it had to be Herb. He'd walk away snickering, but no one wanted to confront him. He was the boss's golden boy for a while, but messing with the letter to a governor, that was another level."
Sounds like he was the boss's golden shower boy.
After the BMV, Herb got a job at a local thrift store. At first, he wasn't thrilled about it, but he eventually kind of saw potential in the industry. He realized that a lot of thrift stores were messy, disorganized, and didn't have proper marketing. Herb became convinced that with cleaner aisles, better quality merchandise, and some solid marketing, a thrift store could actually be pretty profitable. In 1986, Herb's father passed away. We talked about it earlier. According to one of his friends, they said, quote, Herb lost his safety net when his dad died. He was always there for him, both personally and professionally, to bail Herb out and kind of guide him along. Like the BMV thing, I'm sure that he probably was supposed to get fired after the first time he pissed all over that dude's desk, but his dad got it. His dad spent a lot of time bailing Herb out of these kind of things.
BMV manager, Dr. Baumeister here. I understand Herbie pissed all over your desk again. I'm going to talk to you and see about what we can do to make it right.
Yeah, how do you make that right?
Yeah.
You can buy him a new desk. Problem solved. Now it's not a PP desk.
That's right.
Fresh desk.
Fresh desk. We'll freshen you all up, manager.
In 1988, Herb's mother agreed to loan him $4,000 to start a thrift store business. With that money, Herb and Julie opened the first Save-A-Lot thrift store in Indianapolis. A big part of their marketing strategy was partnering with the Children's Bureau of Indianapolis, which is a well-known charity that helps families in need. The charity supplied donated clothes and other household items, and in return, the Baumeisters shared a portion of the store's profits. This partnership immediately gave their business credibility, which is super important because neither Herb nor Julie had any experience running a business. They kind of struck gold right off the bat. You guys like thrift stores at all?
No.
No?
No, not really.
No. I used to go to thrift stores all the time and look for shit.
Find anything good?
Sometimes. Find some cool t-shirts and shit back in the day.
I think a lot of my thoughts with thrift stores are kind of what we're going to get into here with this. Like, I just think of them as chaotic and messy and sloppy.
Yeah, they really are.
I don't think I've ever been in one that felt like I was just regular retail shopping.
Yeah.
I'd be open to that. I would do that.
I've gone before, just looking for cool shit, but rarely find anything. We got a pretty good Goodwill out here in Medina, Ohio.
I was in there
shit.
once or twice. I used to go a lot like when I was younger, like looking for old shirts and shit.
Vintage stuff.
Yeah, back in the day.
I shop at Hollister. I was actually at the mall. I was at the mall recently in Strongsville, just around Christmas. And obviously I don't shop at Hollister, but like they still have the mannequins outside. And one of the mannequins had a fucking Daytona 500 jacket on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm going in and checking this out. And they have all kinds of vintage like NASCAR stuff now.
Wow.
Like their double XL would not even fit me. But I was like, that's kind of cool.
It's very popular with younger kids to wear.
To wear it.
To just wear like random shit like that.
Well, you still see all the time like the old DuPont Jeff Gordon jackets and stuff like people would wear. And for a while, some rappers were wearing that stuff.
Yeah.
But I like it just, I was like, wait a minute. Is this a Daytona 500 shirt outside of Hollister?
Yeah, I see. So because my son's age, I'm starting to see like high school kids and shit like that. Yeah, there's like girls will wear like oversized Daytona 500 shirts and shit. And I'm like, I guarantee you don't know anything about NASCAR. But
You're like, listen, lady, are you going to a Daytona 500 party this year? Because I am.
Start accosting this 15-year-old child.
Well, Dave would if she drove him properly.
Well, that's a different story.
Dave Caesar's like, you don't deserve to wear that Daytona shirt. Learn to drive, missy. Yeah, I had no idea that was like back in a thing, and it just threw me off. Like, wait a minute, am I looking at Jeff Gordon gear inside of Hollister?
Check out PacSun. They have all kind of vintage WWE shirts.
That
like
I believe, because they've always had some kind of cool stuff, though.
Yeah.
But that's not bad.
And so they have
would any of
Daytona
it
ones
fit me,
too.
though?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not for us.
No, it's not. Still, I want to fucking dress like, why can't I have vintage stuff? Come on, Hollister, make a quadruple XL shirt so I could wear it. Do they want to bring back models And me with my beer belly, and I'll smoke a Camel, and I'll stand outside a Hollister wearing a Daytona jacket with no shirt underneath it.
There you go.
We'll end that trend with the kids real quick.
He'll interview with like a 17-year-old chiseled kid. It'll be like that Chris Farley, Patrick Swayze SNL.
We're both standing out there in our Daytona jackets.
They're like, we're gonna go a different direction. Thanks for applying, but
Good stuff.
So the first Save-A-Lot earned a reputation for being shockingly clean. Unlike other thrift stores like we talked about, they're all super messy. And this one felt more like shopping at a regular retail store. By the end of the first year, the store had brought in $50,000, which is a solid start, and it soon led to them opening a second location. On the surface, everything seemed fine, but Herb's schizophrenia wasn't going anywhere, and eventually employees started to notice his odd behavior. Some days he'd vanish from the store for hours, coming back smelling like alcohol. Other times he'd go on wild auction sprees, bringing back truckloads of random merchandise that he'd cram into storage rooms. If anybody asked him even one question about behavior, like if he was doing something weird and they asked him about it, it could set him off where he'd start screaming and yelling, or a lot of times just firing people on the spot.
So he wasn't medicated in any way at this time?
No, not a single time as far as I'm aware. Yeah, Herb's just kind of, he's winging it.
Clearly.
He reminds me of the other schizophrenic serial killer we talked about, the guy that was real into the hamsters.
Joseph
Callinger.
Joseph Callinger.
Remember, he was schizophrenic, not treated at all, and he did a lot of weird shit, hoarding their house and stuff. Like we're going to be talking about this.
He's not the one that did it. Like went and did stuff with his kids.
Yeah, he like turned his kids against each other.
Killed
and
one
shit.
of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
He like turned the one into his like partner to kill the other kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of Herb's behavior reminds me of him a little bit. Meanwhile, Julie was the one holding everything together. She handled the books, coordinated with the Children's Bureau, and took care of all the administrative work, all while raising their 3 kids. One employee described her as, quote, the calm in the storm. Another former Save-A-Lot employee who worked there from 1989 to 1991 remembered Julie coming in after hours to sort through donated clothes just to make sure that they weren't a fire hazard. That employee said, quote, Herb would be nowhere to be found, but there'd be piles of random junk from some auction filling the aisles. She'd quietly fix everything, then go home and take care of the kids. It was like she was a single parent to 4 kids, Herb being the biggest one. In the spring of 1991, Herb and Julie bought Fox Hollow Farm, an 18-acre estate in Westfield, Indiana. For Julie, this was a dream come true. There's a big Tudor-style house, plenty of space for the kids to play, and really nice countryside views.
It's a cool fucking house.
Mm-hmm. To their neighbors, the Baumeisters seemed like just another successful family settling into a quiet, upscale neighborhood. From the outside, like you said, cool fucking house, it looked, picture perfect.
Oh, yeah.
But on the inside, it was turning into a hoard, despite the massive sides, and it had a indoor pool in the basement, so it was huge. It was filled with items from Herb's auction binges. Hallways and spare rooms were piled with boxes of random shit. Even the stable outside that could have been used for horses was packed with old store fixtures. Some neighbors later remembered stepping over bags of thrift items in the living room with mannequins posed around the indoor pool like they were, quote, having some kind of bizarre party.
Mannequin party. Yeah. Get down.
Julie did her best to keep things organized, but Herb constantly hauling in more stuff. It's like a losing battle. One of her friends later said, quote, she'd stack the boxes neatly one day, and by the weekend, Herb would dump a whole new truckload on top of it.
Fucking. I got a great deal on it, Julie. Sorry. I had to pull the trigger.
All of this, it's eventually going to take a toll. Save-A-Lot began struggling. Staff were quitting. And like we said before, he would just fire people right on the spot. So a lot of employment issues. The finances were sinking, and the Children's Bureau of Indianapolis pulled its support, which that's basically a death sentence for their business. Julie hit her breaking point and decided to take the kids to visit Herb's mom in Lake Wawasee. This became a pattern. The tension would build, a fight would break out, or Herb would do something super weird, and Julie would leave with the kids, staying at his mom's. Over time, it became more routine, with Julie sometimes staying away for weeks, leaving Herb alone on the farm.
Did you say Herb was alone on the farm for weeks at a time?
All to himself. And his weird mannequins.
He's dancing around in the moonlight like someone else we know.
Oh, man. What if he was like talking to the mannequins and stuff?
Oh, down at the pool. You care for another drink?
Sounds like a sweet house.
You didn't look at the house?
No.
It's fucking cool, huh? It's a good spread. I never really got the pool in the basement thing, though. I guess you can use it, all year round when you're up north, but still.
Isn't that what the White House had? Or had?
Do they still have that?
I don't know. Beneath the, it used to be beneath the press room.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe it got changed to the bowling alley, though. Yeah. Did they switch it to the bowling alley?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I want to say like Gerald Ford or somebody switched it to the bowling alley.
I would take the bowling alley over the pool, I think.
That's a tough one.
I like the pool.
I
would want some outdoor availability, though, in the summer. Maybe like a retractable deal or something.
What about a bowling alley with an outdoor on the patio hot tub? I'll take that. Final answer. I don't need a swimming pool.
That's not bad. You don't need the pool.
I want to soak in a hot tub. Yeah, because what am I going to do in a pool? I'm just going to float, sit around. I could do that in a nice hot tub. And I can go bowl.
It is nice to have the hot tub.
After I bowl when I'm sore because I'm using muscles that I don't use ever because I don't exercise.
Bowling injury.
Yeah, then I'll go sit in the hot tub.
I threw my body out bowling.
I'll have a gin and tonic and sit in the hot tub. All right, so we all got our plans for when we get all elected president.
We certainly do.
Meanwhile, during the 1980s and early 1990s, a pattern of murders started appearing along Interstate 70 in the Midwest, especially in Indiana and parts of Ohio. The victims, mostly teenage boys or young men, were found strangled and dumped near rural roads, streams, or ditches close to the highway. Many of them had some connection, directly or indirectly, to Indianapolis's gay bar scene or were involved in sex work around the area. Over time, the media started calling the unknown killer the I-70 Strangler.
Is it possible that this is the Scranton Strangler before he moved east and permanently settled in Scranton? He's making his way across the country.
I think the real question is the Scranton Strangler Toby or Creed? It's a hot topic of debate.
People are still debating it.
I am, at least, in my mind.
Could go either way.
What were those stupid books Toby would write? His adventure spy novels?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember the name of them.
Yeah, that's all right. There's 100,000 people listening right now going, you motherfuckers, it's this.
At least 12 men were officially linked to the I-70 Strangler. The first known victim was 15-year-old Michael Petrie. So I guess not men, some of them are underage. A male sex worker whose body was found on June 16th, 1980 in rural Hamilton County. Maurice Taylor, age 23, was found in a creek in 1982. Delvoyd Baker, age 14, disappeared and was later found semi-nude that same year. And Michael Riley, age 22, vanished in 1983 after visiting an Indianapolis nightclub, only to be found in a ditch in Hancock County. Other victims included Eric Roediger, age 17, Michael Glenn, 29, James Robbins, 21, Jean-Paul Talbot, 26, Stephen Elliott, 26, Russell Boatman, age 32, and Thomas Clevenger Jr., 19. They were all found strangled between 1985 and 1990. The last confirmed victim, Otto Gary Becker, age 42, was found in a ditch in Henry County on October 7th, 1991. While local newspapers covered the cases briefly, the victims' ties to gay bars, homelessness, or sex work meant the crimes barely received any real lasting attention.
Nothing new there.
No, these guys always know who the victim pool.
Oh, yeah.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's time for a fresh slate. A new year brings new opportunities, new obstacles, and a chance to redefine yourself. Every January brings 365 blank pages waiting to be filled. In 2025, maybe you're ready for a plot twist, or maybe there's a part of your story you've been wanting to revise. Life isn't about resolutions that fade by February. It's about picking up the pen and becoming the author of your own life. Think of therapy as your editorial partner, helping you write new chapters and create the meaningful story you deserve to live. Therapy provides us with an opportunity to reflect on who we are and what makes us thrive. It allows us to better ourselves and helps us put pen to paper and write the next chapter of our lives. Therapy can also be helpful in learning new positive coping skills, setting boundaries, and empowering you to be the best version of yourself. Therapy is not only for those who've experienced trauma. So, if you're thinking of starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time at no additional charge. Write your story with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/necro today and get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/necro.
Things took a turn in 1994 when 28-year-old Alan Broussard and 34-year-old Roger Goodlet disappeared just weeks apart. Frustrated by the lack of progress from law enforcement, their mothers separately reached out to private investigator Virgil Vandegrift for help.
You know, Zach later went to this house, and there's an interview with Virgil on Ghost Adventures.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Zach couldn't buy the house?
Zach did not buy the house.
Pussy.
We have worked years to build our credibility.
So there.
Well, I've been to your museum, if that's what you want to call it.
Vandegrift's a former Marion County Sheriff's officer with a focus on missing persons cases, and he realized that Broussard and Goodlet weren't the only ones to vanish under similar circumstances. As he dug deeper, he stumbled upon a small news article about Jeff Jones, a 31-year-old who had gone missing the previous year. Looking back further, there were other cases like Stephen Hale, 26, and other men known to hang out in Indianapolis's gay bar scene. Friends and family described all of the missing men as, quote, trusting or, quote, down on their luck, and many of them were last seen at bars or nightclubs. At the same time, Detective Mary Wilson of the Indianapolis Police Department was digging into these missing persons cases involving gay men. She had a background in divisions like sex crimes, so she had a solid understanding of the risks tied to sex work and stuff like that. She also talked about the anonymity of the gay bar scene back then. A lot of guys used fake names and things like that. So, and a lot of it was transient. So
Hard to track people down.
yeah. Despite the pushback from her superiors, who basically told her that she was a moron, Detective Wilson pushed on, building her case and cross-referencing details. Meanwhile, in the fall of 1994, Julie was busy with her usual household life when Eric, her son, came running inside saying he'd found something really weird in the woods behind their house. Julie followed him to the tree line at the edge of their property, and there, partially buried under the dirt and leaves, was what looked like a human skull.
Something wrong here.
Julie and Eric crouched down to take a closer look, and they could tell it wasn't just some animal bone. The smooth shape and clear jawline made it obvious that this was a human skull. They brought the skull back to the house where Julie washed off the dirt to take a closer look. When Herb came home that night, Julie confronted him. His response was super casual. According to Julie, Herb shrugged it off, saying that the skull was left over from his father's days as a doctor. He claimed his dad had used dissecting skeletons for medical purposes, and he'd, quote, forgotten about one in the garage. Herb took his dad's stuff, like, he's a fucking hoarder, you know what I mean? So, like, he did have a lot of his dad's stuff, and this is the excuse he used.
It's, I guess, a believable cover-up. If you're his wife and he's hoarding all this stuff, I guess you could buy that. Oh, it was with my dad's stuff. I have it. Your first thought's not going to go to, oh, my husband's killing people and burying them in the backyard.
No.
It's going to be a little like...
She knows something's way off, though. I also read
He's off.
an interview with her that she said that they only had 6 times. They only had sex 6 times in their entire relationship.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So.
Herb said that he had buried it in the backyard when he was cleaning out the garage to make more space. He even went as far as yelling at Julie for scaring Eric by making such a fuss about it.
Turn it back around. Classic.
Mm-hmm.
The old Uno reverse card.
Julie reluctantly accepted his story, but she later told a friend that it really bothered her. According to the friend, she said, quote, I tried to forget about it, but I'd look at that spot in the backyard and wonder if this was a real skeleton, were there more? Anytime I brought it up, Herb would get so defensive. Also in 1994, a big break came when a man using the pseudonym Tony Harris walked into Vandegrift's office. Tony had been a friend of Roger Goodlet's and was very upset about his disappearance. So he felt compelled to come forward with a story about a man he had an encounter with that called himself Brian Smart. Ridiculous fake name, Herb. Come on.
Smart. Brian Smart.
One night, Tony was at a gay bar and noticed Brian Smart staring intently at a missing persons poster of Roger. Tony struck up a conversation, asking him something like, oh, did you know Roger too? Before long, Brian invited him to an empty mansion outside the city, suggesting that they go for a night swim. Tony did say that he felt uneasy about the idea, but he decided to go along.
The pool was in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly a night swim, right? Like, you're not under the stars.
Right,
You're just,
exactly.
you're just in a basement.
Yeah.
Like, every swim is the same, day or night.
Yeah.
That's a good point. But it could have been February, and he's got that, let's go swimming in my heated indoor pool.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to lure people back to your spot with.
I think my hot tub would go over better, but alas.
Absolutely.
Also, trust your gut. If you
Yeah.
feel uneasy about it, don't fucking go.
Yeah, don't go to a random person's house. Would be the...
Last thing you ever do.
Very well might be. We'll end up
Don't do
talking
it.
about you.
Tony said that they drove north, eventually taking quiet, dark roads until they arrived at a massive, dimly lit house. Inside, Tony was immediately creeped out by the mannequins posed all around the indoor pool.
That's when you go, I don't think so. And you do a fucking U-turn.
Yeah, for real. Like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah,
man.
dude. You walk in, there's mannequins all around a pool.
Shit everywhere, like a horde.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, the way it's pictured in my mind is like the mannequins are all in like Hawaiian shirts and like board shorts. Some of them are holding like Cosmo looking drinks, and it's just like Jimmy Buffett playing like "Wasted Away Again in Margaritaville," and you just like walk in. It's like you're just like, what? They're all posed. Yeah, right. Like they're just all big partying. There's maybe like a disco ball above the pool that's spinning around. And you're like, what did I just walk into?
And then Herb starts doing ventriloquist voices like he's talking as the mannequin.
Hey, Tony, what took you so long to get here?
Like,
Partying all night.
like movie 23 kind of thing.
There's like a female mannequin on like a beach chair next to the pool, like laying out, like she's like getting sun, in the basement.
I might let you fuck me later. That is funny in movie 43 though, when the kid
Right with like the broomstick.
Yeah. Oh, mommy says you're a good girl.
That's my favorite segment in that movie. It's so fucking funny.
Guys, people hate that movie.
Oh,
We're not
my
allowed to
God.
talk about it. People hate that movie.
You dropped your books, fuck face.
It's like rips the shower open on him.
Oh, Billy's got weird pubes, guys. It's so funny.
The scene with his mom and his first kiss is so uncomfortable.
Oh, I fucking love Naomi Watts. It makes it even it's that much better. It's so great.
And that's the dude that went on. He's like huge now, right? The boy.
Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in
And
He's in everything.
the dad was
Liev Schreiber. He did all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray Donahue, Ray Donovan. Did you watch that show? It was good.
no, but he's in the Goon movies with Sean William Scott, the hockey movies where it's like a fighter movie.
Okay.
They're goofy, but
he's also Cotton Weary in Scream.
Oh, that's
in the
right.
Scream series.
Yeah.
that movie's so good.
That clip is so goddamn funny.
But we go down this route, and then every time we'll talk about another scene, and we're like, "That's so fucking funny!" Like it's all good. Do you know how often I think about the I forget his name from Guardians of the Galaxy and Anna Faris when he's going to shit on her,
Chris Pratt.
when he's just loading up on bean burritos. It's unhealthy how often I think about that clip.
Really? I think we're learning something tonight here.
Maybe I got a poo-poo fetish. I don't know. I just think it's so funny because he's holding it in, and then he gets hit by the car. And she's like, "You were holding that all for me?"
So as they're hanging out around Herb's weird pool, or quote, Brian Smart's pool, suggested that they try erotic asphyxiation. Tony played along at first, but he quickly realized that Brian Smart was very into strangling him far beyond what was safe. Tony fake passed out and then woke up and demanded to be taken back to Indianapolis. Herb agreed, and Tony ended up getting away with his life. This makes me think that Herb is one of those guys that would wait to kill until their victims were unconscious, like Dennis Nielsen or Jeffrey Dahmer. Like they just want the body. They don't like the act of killing. Or Dennis Nielsen would like drink his victims unconscious, so they were just out when he killed them.
See the one that was he English?
Yeah.
And he would bury him in the backyard and then have to move and then buried him in the backyard.
Yeah. He was like all emo, listening to his vinyl records with his dog.
Well, I suppose it's a sliding scale on what's safe when you're into autoerotic asphyxiation. Maybe Tony was just a prude. He didn't want to go far enough.
You need a safe word, right?
Yeah. Good on him though for faking it. He like snapped the guy whatever out of what he was doing and lived. It must be fun, that autoerotic asphyxiation. A lot of people bite the dust doing it. They're like, I don't know, this is worth the risk.
Seems dangerous.
It seems very dangerous.
I don't know if I'm gonna fuck around and find out with that one.
Especially if you got an indoor Ring camera or something. Like you don't want that to be your final video of yourself your loved ones get. You're like,
Indoor. like you're just jerking off in front of the camera in your home.
like if you forgot you had an indoor camera. Don't some people have indoor cameras?
I think probably.
I didn't mean to say Ring, just an indoor surveillance camera.
I guess it would make sense to, go in the bathroom or something, not do it.
I was painting a scenario in my head. I didn't really check it. I didn't hit the logic check button.
Like your wife's at Target getting like a motion sensor, and it's just you on like the fucking couch, just like with a belt around your neck. She's at Home Goods.
She's like, Herb, what are you doing? Is that you? Is that my belt?
Oh, man.
Tony remembered a few details about the property besides the super specific thing with the mannequins. He remembered a sign with the word farm near the driveway, and he had seen a bunch of cars in the garage, which suggested that it's a pretty large estate. But he couldn't remember the exact route that they had taken in the dark. Vandegrift and Detective Wilson tried driving him around areas with bigger homes north of Indianapolis, hoping that something would jog his memory. But unfortunately, everything looked similar at night, so Tony couldn't point out anything specifically. A few weeks later, Tony ran into Brian Smart again at another local bar. This time he memorized Brian's license plate number and gave it to Vandegrift. A search showed that the plate was registered to Herbert Richard Baumeister, a Washington Township native living in the upscale suburb of Westfield.
Gotcha now, Herb.
Now that they had a name, Vandegrift passed it to Detective Mary Wilson. She and her boss decided to act, confronting Herb at his Save-A-Lot thrift store to ask questions and, if possible, get permission to search his property. The meeting didn't go well. They caught Herb off guard, and he flat out refused to let them search, saying that they had no reason to bother him, which, why would he go along with it? This seems very aggressive to just, roll up on him like that when he's working, when you don't have the ability to actually arrest him or anything.
Yeah.
One Save-A-Lot employee later said that Herb was visibly shaken after Detective Wilson left. Quote, he told me we had to shred certain business receipts, and I had no idea why. He just said, don't ask questions, do it now. So I did.
Do it. Shred them. I wonder what they were shredding.
Maybe receipts that would line him up with crime scenes and stuff or disappearances. Detective Wilson turned to Herb's wife, Julie, to see if she might approve the search, but Herb had already gotten ahead of things, telling Julie that the police were questioning him about some kind of theft issue. So Julie refused the search. And with no physical evidence, there's no bodies, and only Tony Harris's, very specific, but, unverified story at this point, Detective Wilson didn't have enough to get a search warrant. Things took a turn in June 1996 when Herb abruptly shut down one of the Save-A-Lot stores without warning. Not long after, he told Julie he was taking their teenage son Eric to Lake Wawasee to spend time with his mom being Herb's mom. This was unusual for Herb. He didn't go visit his mom like that, and Julie wasn't happy about it. As the days passed, she got more worried, mostly just for Eric. She kept thinking about Detective Wilson, what she was saying about the missing men, or stopped thinking about the night in 1994 when she and Eric found that skull. Eventually, she reached out to her lawyer, Bill Wendling, who contacted Detective Wilson. Wendling arranged for Detective Wilson and two Hamilton County officials to visit the property in late June 1996. As they started walking around the yard, they immediately found evidence. Just a few steps back from the back patio, they found a charred piece of bone. Looking closer at the grass, they realized that what they thought were pebbles were actually tiny bone fragments scattered throughout the yard. Bill Wendling, who was with them doing this walk around the property, bent down and picked up what looked to him and everybody else like a human tooth.
Are your kids playing out there?
I don't know, man. This is described as you get those small, tiny little pebbles, from Home Depot or wherever, those big bags, that's just strewn across the yard.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. You have to fucking notice that.
How can you not?
Yeah. If this lawyer's just able to wander around and just pick up a human tooth, come on.
Would there not also be a little bit of a smell? They're not just normal rot? I mean, unless he's cleaning them.
It's burning, right? It's the stuff that won't burn all the way down, I'm guessing.
Yeah, boned. A lot of them are smashed up too. A mixture, yeah.
Should have called Stephen Avery. Asked him for some help. He knows how to do that.
He also leaves behind a lot of bone fragments, a lot of evidence.
He wasn't real good at it either. You're right.
Yeah. Not great. In the days that followed, a forensic team led by anthropologist Stephen Naraki launched a massive search on the property. They sifted through dirt, piles of leaves, and drainage ditches, finding thousands of bone fragments. A lot of them were burned or smashed up into tiny pieces. But there's big stuff found here. There was full human ribs and vertebrae found sticking out of the mud in a drainage ditch between Fox Hollow and a neighboring farm.
What the fuck is this guy doing, man?
So at this point, the police are all over Julie and Herb's property, and that's got to be super overwhelming for her. If you were giving her the benefit of the doubt that she didn't know anything. And on top of that, she was really worried about her son, Eric, who was still away with Herb. Fortunately, when law enforcement got to the lake condo, they got Eric without any trouble. Herb handed him over calmly, seemingly oblivious to the investigation going on back at Fox Hollow. After handing Eric over to authorities, Herb fled Indiana. I was kind of confused about this, but my understanding of why he was allowed to leave is Herb handing over Eric happened before anything was identified as human.
Oh, I hope so.
But I mean, like, it seems like they could have held on to him for something instead of just letting him go. I don't know.
72-hour hold for jaywalking.
Like Israel Keys, remember then that police officer called it in, like, I have him, and they're like, as soon as you can pull him over, like if he goes 5 miles over, pull him over, and I don't know.
To get him in there.
Yeah, it's weird that Herb was allowed to flee this. His movements were pieced together through credit card transactions and sporadic calls to family members, which showed that he was moving north. Herb called his brother, Brad, asking for money, and in turn, Brad tipped off Detective Ken Wisman from the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, letting him know that Herb seemed to be on the run, or at least he was planning an escape. Over a few days, Herb drove from Michigan into Ontario, Canada. By the time investigators caught up and alerted Canadian authorities, he had already slipped into a rural area near Lake Huron. On July 3rd, 1996, Ontario Provincial Police found Herb's gray Buick parked in a secluded spot at Pinery Provincial Park. Inside, they found his body. He died from a single self-inflicted gunshot to the head using a .357 Magnum that he had brought along with him. Beside Herb was a 3-page suicide note written on yellow notepaper. In the note, Herb talked about regret over his failing marriage and his business going under. He apologized for, quote, messing up the park by choosing this place to end his life. There would always be a stain on this park, kind of thing. And he described as, feeling completely stuck in his financial and personal troubles. He didn't say anything about any of the murders, anything like that. He also did put in there that he ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh.
Like just a straight up peanut butter. Or not peanut. Did I say peanut butter and jelly?
Yeah.
No, just straight up peanut butter and bread. That was it.
Oh.
He was kind of feeling bad for himself that was the only thing he had left to eat.
It's not a great last meal.
No.
Loser.
Man, I hope you had like something to drink with that.
It's just his fucking dry mouth.
That is the fucking.
He's going to go to heaven now. Dry mouth. It's going to be a horrible. What if he has to go to purgatory for a long time? I don't have any drinks in purgatory.
It's really
For
odd.
damn sure.
Yeah, are you sure about that?
I am. I'm 100% certain. Like,
It's an odd thing to put in a suicide note.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I had a peanut butter sandwich tonight.
That's pretty much what it is.
Thanks, Herb. Hey, how about all those people you killed? You want to do a little confession?
Finding Herb's body erased any hope of a confession or any further questioning. One of the journalists from an article I read said, quote, in the stroke of a trigger, every question was left unanswered.
pretty much.
Meanwhile, back at Fox Hollow, forensic teams continued going through the dirt, finding thousands of bone fragments, evidence pointing to at least 11 victims. Thanks to dental records and family DNA, 8 of them were identified, but some remain unnamed to this day. As for Julie, some victims' families and their lawyers questioned whether she was truly unaware of what was happening in her own backyard, or how could she have lived alongside all of this for so long without at least suspecting something was going on. Not all, but most investigators believed that she was, believed her ignorance was genuine and chose not to charge her with any involvement.
Maybe genuine with a healthy dose of willful blindness.
Yeah.
I don't know how your whole backyard can be filled with fucking bone fragments. How is that even possible?
It's
I
really
don't know.
weird.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah, to think about. Like when you put it, Ian, like that it was like the pebbles or rocks from Home Depot. Yeah, that's different than like just seeing a few things in like rocks in your grass.
Yeah, no.
To see it littered with that.
Yeah, like they're
Somebody's
walking
gonna
around,
pick
they're like,
something up.
yeah, like they were walking around like, oh, this looks like just fucking pebbles are
Yeah.
dumped everywhere.
Also, like those ones you buy from the store, or just in general, if you're gonna like, they're smoothed over. You're not gonna like cut your foot. You walk on a bone fragment, it might slice your foot. You're gonna pick it up and be like, "What the fuck was this?"
Yeah, there's no teeth in there.
Yeah,
normally.
no teeth. I hope not, at least.
If you buy it at Menards, you probably get the teeth in there. So if you buy it at Lowe's, Home Depot, you don't get that.
Was Menards the bootleg? You just declared war on
filter the
Menards
teeth-
for no reason
filter the teeth
whatsoever.
out.
You just buried Menards.
I've never been there. I just see the discounts commercials.
There was I used to get the local Medina, the Gazette, the paper,
Yeah.
every week. Big ass coupon ad book for Menards.
Yeah, that's where you save
I
big
don't
money.
know where the fuck a Menards is.
I don't know.
There's not one. Like, why am I getting an ad for this?
Because you can save big money at Menards.
You can. They'll tell you
But
all
what
about
I'm saying
that.
is maybe Menards would be better off if they
Targeted their advertising to the appropriate geographical
like
location.
how we just all of a sudden decided to bury Menards.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck that place.
Fuck them.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't. Is Menards like a home improvement store? Is that what it is? I didn't even know what a Menards was.
Discount Home Depot, I think. I've never been there. I based on their
I love how you just
commercials,
say
I
they're a
think.
discount Home Depot.
Well, it is, isn't it?
It's like a Big Lots, but for
You get the Big Lots feel for it.
yeah. Big Lots is gone though, right? Forever.
Big, but like a
Somebody bought them and they're
Oh, they're coming back.
okay. I didn't know.
You guys want to take a trip to Menards Saturday and get some like building supply stuff?
Where do we go? I wouldn't even know. Like they're not,
Sure, there's a locator that we could use.
but like they're not in like the Cleveland area, right? We'll have to go like south.
I think there's just one in Canton, maybe. But did you know you can save big money if we go there?
You really got that
I-
jingle stuck in your head, don't you?
Did I make you aware of that fact? You still don't want to travel far distances? There's one in Brook Park Road, Cuyahoga Falls,
There's one in Brook Park.
Kent, Avon, Massillon. They're everywhere, Mike. Just not out here.
Well, not necessarily in the Cleveland area, other than Brook Park. But yes, they are around us. I guess I did not know.
It's in Brooklyn.
Maybe someday. I'll be at one, probably never.
If we're gonna go to that Menards on Brook Park Road, can we at least go to Big Boy for lunch?
Yes, we certainly can.
Thanks, Dave.
I almost went there the other day.
You're all right. Like you almost just drove from
I was in
Medina.
the city.
No, I like it better. You're like, huh, it's Saturday, honey. We're going to Big Boy.
Guess what we're
Get in the car.
doing?
We're driving 40 minutes.
I know you don't eat meat and you're going to hate every second of it, but I'm going to love it.
You're gonna watch me eat Big Boy.
You can get that side salad they
You eat
offer.
that bagged side salad that you just buy from Aldi and throw on a plate.
So detectives Mary Wilson and Ken Weissman then shifted their focus to figuring out if Herb could be linked to earlier murders, specifically the I-70 strangler cases we talked about earlier. With Herb no longer alive to question, they had to rely on circumstantial evidence, credit card records, and witness statements. Receipts and testimonies from business associates suggested that Herb frequently drove along I-70 for supposed, quote, inventory runs, or other thrift store business. On multiple occasions, he rented vans or made last-minute plans for time off, which almost perfectly lined up with the time frame and regions where bodies later turned up. For example, in the fall of 1983, when 22-year-old Michael Riley disappeared after leaving a nightclub, company logs showed that Herb had left early for a, quote, supply trip to Ohio. In one instance, someone at a bar in Richmond recalled seeing a man escorting a younger man to a car with Indiana plates. On the same night, another victim vanished. Years later, after seeing Herb's photo, the guy said he was, quote, 80% sure it was him. That's so stupid. I shouldn't even have put the dude's quote.
Great. 80%. 8%.
Oh, man.
Some drunk guy in Richmond, Indiana.
I shouldn't have quoted that guy.
Swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Sure. That was him.
Another person who sold goods to Herb's Save-A-Lot stores said that Herb would sometimes return from these trips at odd hours, looking disheveled, smelling like alcohol, and unable to explain why a quick 2-hour drive ended up taking all night. There was another witness who was shown photos of potential suspects in the late 1990s. He pointed to Herb's picture, saying, quote, "That's him. I'll never forget those eyes." None of these accounts directly prove Herb's involvement, but the fact that there's all this consistent overlapping of where he was traveling, witness statements, it makes it seem like Herb was responsible for some, if not all, of the I-70 murders. For Virgil Vandegrift, the sudden stop and finding bodies of boys and young men along I-70 seemed too perfectly timed with Herb's move to Fox Hollow Farm to be a coincidence. Vandegrift believed Herb shifted his killing grounds to Fox Hollow once he had the privacy that he needed. He didn't need to go dump anybody anymore on the side of the road. He had this whole farm for weeks on end to himself.
That apparently filled up rather quickly. I mean, maybe he was better off just dumping where he was on I-70. Never traced back to him. Now his whole fucking backyard's full of bones. Like, it's not a great plan.
To kind of complicate things, serial killer Larry Eiler confessed to over 20 stabbings across Indiana and Illinois, with some of his murders coinciding with the I-70 Strangler timeline. But the methods of killing were completely different. You know, Herb was strangling guys. This guy was stabbing people. It was pretty brutal.
Herb would never stab anyone.
No.
Not my Herb.
However, the FBI eventually concluded that at least 3, more than likely 4 different killers were active in the area during that time. There's Herb and this Larry Eiler guy killing young boys and men. Then there was also a guy killing young women who were working at convenience stores throughout the same area of the country. That's unsolved. Those are really weird cases. I was reading into those. It's like young girls working late at night and would just be killed and the guy would drive away. Very strange. And there were other female sex workers that were found strangled, which that doesn't line up with any of the motives we've talked about tonight. So be careful out there along I-70.
Don't stop. Don't stop in Indiana.
Let's go straight to Illinois.
Well, Herb's not a very nice man.
No.
Did we say how many victims they actually identified in the backyard?
8 of them.
So there's still
a lot of people.
that have never been identified.
Yeah.
I actually have an update to that. Because I got a news alert with my awesome Google searches, or my Google News alerts.
Boom. How timely.
Hope emerges for Herb Baumeister victims after 20 years. So that's uplifting, right?
And on a good note.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the fight to identify more of the victims ended in 2001 when Indiana closed the case due to funding issues, which is really weird, right? A number of men aged 14 to 42 were left as nothing more than a what if in true crime journalism. Circumstances changed recently when Eric Pranger sent the Hamilton County coroner a lead stating he believed his cousin, Alan Livingston, was one of the unidentified victims of Herb. His reasoning was that his cousin was bisexual and went missing at the height of Herb's murder spree after entering the car with, quote, someone in Indiana. Maybe that's the key. Never get in a car with someone in Indiana.
That shouldn't be something that you say.
No.
No, that I got into the car with someone.
Yeah, someone. Oh, I thought you meant me, like disparaging the whole state of Indiana.
Oh, no.
Like, you don't care about that.
No.
The reason Eric reached out to officials after almost 20 years was simple. His mother was on her deathbed, and he wanted to give her closure before she passed away. After Eric and his mother submitted DNA to investigators, results returned stating that they matched with one of the remains, thus proving that Alan was one of Herb's long unidentified victims. Another victim, Jeffrey Jones, was identified in the same way in May 2024. So now authorities have reopened the Herb Baumeister case and are urging other families to submit DNA if they have a missing loved one who was gay or bisexual and in proximity to Herb's hunting grounds. So there you go. Maybe they'll identify some of those remaining victims.
Yeah, he really took the coward's way out.
With his little peanut butter sandwich and
Man, fucking
No jelly having motherfucker.
Israel Keys did the same shit.
Yeah.
peanut butter sandwich.
No, killed himself.
Still cowardly, but not the same.
Yeah.
He may have had a peanut butter sandwich. You can't prove that he didn't.
So yeah, Herb, 11 victims we know of for sure. Probably upwards past 24.
And then additionally, maybe the I-70, some of those.
Yeah. He probably did all those I-70 ones, I would guess. All the strangled men, young men.
Probably.
It's a lot of nothing on I-70.
It's not a
I've
fun
made
drive.
that trip many a time.
Sure.
It's just nothing. And then you get into Indiana, and it used to be back then like fireworks. Boom, here we go.
Right.
They also had, I might have told the story before. When I got out of college, my first job was in Indianapolis, working for my fraternity headquarters. Indianapolis had no Sunday alcohol sales, like period. And my buddies woke up one Sunday. I don't think I was there, but they woke up and they realized like, oh fuck, we have no beer. Like we were gonna watch football and hang out, and so they drove from Indianapolis like an hour and some minutes to Ohio to buy a case of Busch Light and bring it back. And then when they got back to the apartment, they opened them up and it was all skunked beer.
Oh.
Damn.
Wasn't that just Busch Light?
Nah, I think back then we were pros at Busch Light. I remember it was just before I moved home, but my last like weekend there was going to be the Indianapolis 500, and I wasn't going to go, but my buddy was like, "Oh, I get these infield tickets, $25. Like, we'll just go and we'll just party." And this was the day before, which is a Saturday, and he told me this at like 11:15. Well, I was like, well, then we need to fucking go get beer because in 45 minutes we can't buy it. And luckily there was like a Speedway gas station outside of like our complex where we live. So we fucking hustled down there to get beer and ice just to pack up for the next day. And that was a fun time. Indianapolis 500 was
I bet that's fun.
That was a party, especially the infield. Like you could see 1,000 feet of the track. That is it. You just hear them, and it's just a tailgate. That's all it is for like 8 hours.
Good thing you got your beer. It wouldn't have been as much fun if you didn't.
You probably would have been fine. There is plenty of alcohols. But yeah, I don't know if Indiana changed that, but if not, you should.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah. Hey, just buy alcohol on Sundays. It's okay.
It's not a big deal.
It's really not. God will forgive you.
He already has. So Zach went to the house,
Yeah.
and the current homeowners seem very into this. Very much are into the showmanship of having experienced young men running through the backyard with red shirts and see-through legs and then disappearing. Getting the feeling of someone's hands around your neck and all kind of stuff that would give Zach a boner when he came to interview you. The lady's a pathologist. So
Interesting how it
interesting.
never happens to anyone else.
it's weird. But Zach
Hey, Herb. Herb, if you're still here at your home, I want to tell you that you're an evil man.
Okay, Zach, thanks.
So brave.
Fucking weird, dude.
It's so bizarre. Here's one other clip from the show.
If there's any victims here and you were strangled and you were killed by Herb, we'd like to try and help you.
Well, you're 20 years too late, my friend, but thanks for the offer. Sounds like a personal injury law firm. If you've been injured and strangled by Herb Baumeister, please reach out now.
I'll make them pay.
That's kind of disrespect. It's not even kind of. It's super fucking disrespectful to all these victims and their families.
Yeah, it's just so ridiculous.
Like if the new homeowners are super into it, it's kind of fucked up on their part. It's not something.
They're just too excited about it.
Yeah.
Then they found a former tenant. I guess there's a little guest house there, so a friend of the family lives there. They brought him back, and he had experienced getting invisible hands around his throat. And they still find tons of bones in the backyard.
That is so
This
crazy.
guy got a fucking 7-inch femur bone in the backyard. They find him all the time. There's bones everywhere still.
There's no way that Julie didn't, in my opinion. Maybe she didn't know that he was killing men specific, but she found a fucking human skull.
Yeah, things add up, man. That's a lot. How much did they clear out if they're still finding 7-inch femur bones back there?
It seems awfully big.
How many years later is this?
20?
Yeah.
Almost? 15 to 20 years? Or are they buried? Is irrigation stuff? Are they seeping to the surface maybe? They weren't otherwise visible?
That could be something.
Maybe that's part of it. I don't know what the process is for when the police conclude their investigation. I assume someone has to clear the property, sign off, we've done all we're going to do.
Yeah, is that when someone's murdered inside a house? You never think about the afterwards, but you're responsible to clean that up. The police don't clean all that up for you.
But is all that evidence? That could mean there's bones that, there was only a few number of bones for one person, so they probably don't even have all the victims. They're just in these people's backyard, man. I don't know. It's just very strange. They just seem to be all about it, too. They think Herb's there. Oh, yeah, he's here.
I guess in fairness to Zach, if there's going to be somewhere that's haunted, it's probably a backyard just full of bones. I guess.
The victims, how did Herb get back from Canada, though? That's my question.
Well, he's a ghost. He can just go wherever he wants.
Just internal GPS? When you're a ghost, are you going to be able to navigate better? You know where to go and stuff?
Yeah, maybe, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think so.
When you're a ghost, you can just fly around, right? And just go wherever.
You can just drive around and go wherever now. And I'm
or does
very
he
curious about this anticipated extrasensory GPS you're going to have in the afterlife where you think you're going to be able to find your way around town.
That's looking pretty good right now.
Or what if maybe when Herb kills himself, he just snaps back to his house? That's where his ghost goes.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's better. Sure.
That's better than thinking that he just flies around the sky.
There's 100,000 ghosts above this house right now just flying around because they just go wherever they want.
Yeah. Go about their business. What do you want to do about it?
Okay. Anything else? Any other final interesting factoids you found, Ian, in your research?
No.
Dave, anything on your end?
I did find, let's see how I want to say this. Herb's ex-wife, who appears to be still working. She's 76 years old now at somewhere local in Indiana.
His widow.
His widow. Where they were kind of going bankrupt, right? When he killed himself. The business was failing and
I believe the divorce was in the talks. Like it was getting to that point.
So I wonder if she was like financially ruined and still has to work at her advanced age. Which, if she was 100% innocent, that's really shitty.
Yeah, you don't want that at all.
No.
How fucking crazy would it be if she was working at a Menards? Just to come full circle in this episode.
Save a lot, save big money at Menards. It's the natural progression, I guess. I know how to make people save a lot. Now I'm going to learn how to make them save big money. I've graduated to the big time, baby.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I don't know. Like BTK is very believable that his family wouldn't have had any idea that he was doing what he was doing. Like, he didn't bring shit home. But he did, but it was like souvenirs, like small stuff. These ones where these guys have like this fucking bones everywhere.
He's there for weeks at a time by himself.
Yeah.
They've only fucked a handful of times in their whole life.
Like, come on.
It's just, it all adds up to something being off.
Again, something being off, but I don't think your mind immediately goes to he's a serial killer.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, sure.
And the fact that his dad was a doctor and probably did keep some skeletal remains.
You think that's plausible?
I think it's plausible for her to believe, like, well, he's already a hoarder as it is.
He really loved his dad. Maybe this is his way of
Maybe that's what he did.
close
It doesn't,
with him.
like, obviously it doesn't make sense, but again, your mind's not going to go to, oh, my husband's killing young gay men.
No, you're right.
Just, rationalize it,
That's what I think it is. I think it's rationalizing it. Now, I don't know about the whole having the bones and all in your backyard looking like pebbles. That seems a little odd. You're going to notice that unless you're just not going out there.
Maybe she didn't go back there.
Is that a situation? Because there are people that are just never outside.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a big property too, maybe that's just not an area you went to.
She's probably,
It was right off the back patio is how it was described.
like we said, she left for long periods of time. She's busy running everything while this doofus is out doing what? Maybe she didn't even have any time
I
to
think
be
it is-
walking around her backyard.
I think it's plausible that she really didn't know.
All right. She's off the hook.
She's a lot more plausible than like Jerry Brudos' wife or something like that, I think. Because she did have 4 kids.
think
Like,
so.
that's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have her phone number. I'm going to call her tomorrow and ask.
Oh, fuck it, I'll call her right now.
Hello?
We could just live dial her right now on the show.
Grief.
Hello?
We need
it'd be awful.
We need to get Carl Monday out of retirement. Have him handle that stuff for us.
Julie? Carl Monday calling from Cleveland, Ohio. I believe you're a sandbagging bitch and knew everything all along.
Oh my gosh. I don't know who that's more disrespectful to, her or Carl Monday.
What, that he's talking to people like that?
He ain't talk. He is a professional, sir. He does not talk to people that way.
Oh, that's funny.
He'll be respectful and just get punched in the face for it. Shoved down.
He suffers for his art.
Yeah. That trench coat was always on fleek, as the kids say. As the kids wearing their Daytona 500 jackets say. All right, Dave, what do we got on Patreon?
Thanks to some new patrons. We've got a make good from them apparently we missed over the holiday season. Craven Moorhead from Mike Namapod. Sorry we missed you. Vagina, Dad's new wife. Valerie Merlot, Stephanie Berg, Ducky, Katie Arvia, JJ Miller, Courtney Fox, Marissa DeFroda. Hearing bad guys catch karma makes me happy. You and me both. Ford Roll, Rob. I have an Icelandic name here that is not even going to remotely sound like I pronounce it, I'm sure. But Solvig Astridardóttir. That is probably so horrible.
Sounds
but
perfect to me, pal.
there's a lot of accent marks and stuff here I've not seen before. So that's my best That's my best. Bigfoot. Dewey's foreskin.
The Bigfoot.
No, with an E, so no.
Oh, never mind.
Lindsay Bradish Banks. Adamski Billingling. Carrie. Jennifer Fry. Neil Morey. Tanya Silva. Jen Bernstein. Ricky Brito. Big Red Down Under. Chris Schmeckel. Tom Buck. But I poop from there. Jordan. Jordan. Courtney McLaughlin. And Tori. Thank you, new patrons. Sorry for any name butcherings.
Dave, anything else on your end?
I just had a quick shout out for Jay. Jay sent us some little stuff, guys. Mothman, flying squirrel,
Oh, yeah.
and what was it, raccoon?
Raccoon.
And
like,
a
what the
raccoon.
fuck were you talking about there?
Cool little things.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay.
Nothing better than a flying squirrel.
Yeah.
Start your day off right. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Necronomipod, patreon.com/Necronomipod for all of our bonus content, amazon.com, search Necronomipod for all of our merch, and necronomipod.com.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.